Welcome to Blue Rose Podcast, episode number 97. I'm Karen Barno, your host. 97 podcasts. Wow. Let me know what you think we should do for 100. We're 3 weeks away from 100. So put in the comments if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, iTunes, jump over to my YouTube channel, Karen Barno, and put comments in there. We're a day away from New Year's Eve. This is being taped on December 29th, December 30th. And I'm a big manifester. I'm a big goal setter. But when I set goals, I let it go because that's how you manifest. So I want to talk to you about manifesting and self-image. First of all, when you want to manifest something, think of what you want to manifest. See it in your mind as if it's today, as if it's happening right now, and then let it go. When people try to manifest, they hang on to it. And you have to have the confidence to let it go. And confidence, the word confidence at its root meaning is trust. Trust that you have the knowledge, trust that you know how, trust that it's going to happen. So when you're going to manifest, write down what you want and then give it to the universe. But if what you're trying to manifest does not align with your self-image, you're not going to get it until you heal your self-image. I was talking, I'm doing a book review, 10 days, 10 book reviews over on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it. And if you're not, jump over to my YouTube channel, Karen Barno. And I did the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And in it is so fascinating because he's a plastic surgery. And he found that people would come in to have, we'll say, a spot moved on the nose, because that's pretty much what he used. Spot moved on the nose, and they looked in the mirror, and they were so excited it was gone that they felt so much better. But he also saw that a larger percentage of people, when they had a spot removed from their nose, or they had a breast augmentation, or they eye job, whatever, they felt the same. They looked completely different, but they felt the same. And he realized that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you want to lose weight in 2023, or you want to attract a perfect person, or you want to get a new job. If you don't believe that you can, it won't happen, because you repel it to the universe. And that's what a lot of people, when they're manifesting, that's what they get wrong. Because it's ask, believe, receive. But if you don't believe it, you're not going to get it. So when you set down your goals, you have to really ask yourself, do I believe I can achieve this? Because trust me, there's nothing you cannot achieve in this world. Because of the energy of the universe, if it is meant for you, it's going to come to you. If something's meant for you that is better, it'll come to you. If you have to eliminate things to receive new things, that happens. So you have to trust the universe, but you have to believe you can. And that's what Dr. Maltz realized, is until you heal that self-image, until you heal that part of you that believes that you can be professional, or you can be the CEO of an organization, or you can have your own coaching business, your own successful coaching business, or that you can sell crafts, or you can sell dog collars. It doesn't matter what you believe. You can sell blue rose napkins. Whatever you believe that you can sell or you can be, you have to see it and know and have the self-image of that person that can do it. And so many people, I find, don't have that self-image, and then they fail in their mind and they quit. And then they'll, fortunately, a lot of them, well, not a lot, but some come to me for coaching. And when I sit down with them and we really start working on their inner game, and we open up their blue rose, the blue rose behind me, over there, if you're watching this on video, they open up their blue rose and they start transforming, and they see themselves as they truly are, not as somebody has told them they'll be. I spent years, and if you followed me for a while, you know this is the gospel. I have spent years pretty much starting out everything about my trauma. I was abused, I was this, I was that. And I realized like 2 weeks ago, I was like, knock it off. All you're doing is rehashing the trauma. You're living in it every time you bring it up. So now it's just like I've overcome a lot of stuff. If you want to learn what I've overcome, check out my website. But I'm not going to keep talking about it. Just trust, I've overcome a lot, as you have. We all have overcome a lot. But there's a difference between overcoming and letting it go. I had overcome it, but I hadn't let it go. And when you're trying to manifest, the the one thing about manifesting, because it's so easy, if you realize you have to positively believe you can have it. You have to be positive you can have it. And that's where people kind of go off the rails. That's where I went off the rails. I would set this great, grandiose goal. And then I'd sit there, because I goal set every year. So this past week, I've been reviewing 2022 goals as I get ready to set 2023. And I realized I'd look at some of the goals I set, and it was like, you never believed you could do it. You never saw yourself as that person. But if you can dream it, it's in you. If you see somebody else walking down the street, or you have a friend and you think, man, I wish I could be like her. I have a friend who's always perfectly coiffed and dressed and just always looks fantastic. It's like, man, I wish I could be like her. And then I was like, I can be. All I have to do is want to be. That's it. Oh, okay, I want to switch over to kind of be more of a coiffed person. Okay, poof. That's how it works. You've got to ask, you've got to believe, and then just wait. Just let it go. People that sit there and look at their vision board all the time, and, I have a vision board, and they look at it all the time and think, why hasn't that come true? Why don't I have that private jet yet? When I set the private jet up there, I have always just wanted to ride in a private jet. Would it be to own one cool? Absolutely. Will I? Absolutely. But I don't stare at it and think, why isn't it here yet? I look at it and think, what am I not doing to manifest it? I have a picture up there of me standing on a stage with about 3,000 people. And I look at it and I think, why have I not manifest that yet? What am I not doing? Because I believe it'll happen, but then you have to take action. So when you're looking at 2023 and you're setting your goals, you're trying to decide what you want in 2023, you've got to ask what you want, but the key, you got to believe it, and then you've got to stay positive on it. You can't say, well, I told the universe I wanted this by February 2022 or 2023. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. The universe has its time. The universe shows up everything for you in perfect timing. And you have to realize that. We planned to go to Disney World back in 2019. And as we were getting ready to go, COVID hit. And the country hadn't shut down yet. But because I'm in healthcare and because of my job, I knew this was not going to go well. I knew it was highly contagious. So I told my family, we can't go to Disney World. I got to stay here. So by the time we went, April of 2022, we had a great time. The COVID stuff had been lifted. It wasn't as crowded because people were still coming out of COVID. But the beautiful thing was we went with 2019 pricing. That was a beautiful thing. So as they were raising their prices, we were still sitting back in our 2019 because we had bought the package. We had everything in place to go. The only thing we had to do was buy plane tickets. So it was a perfect time. I was relaxed. I was ready to go on vacation. It was just a perfect time. The universe moves when it's ready. So don't sit there and say, why don't I have that private jet yet? Why don't I have that new car? Why don't I have that new boyfriend, husband? Why haven't I lost the 20 pounds, 30 pounds? Weight loss is another thing. I coach women, and I'll get women every once in a while come in and say, I just can't lose the weight. And they'll be like, well, what do you think about, when you're, 120? And I think it'll be pretty cool. I just can't lose weight. And they'll tell me all the reasons they can't lose weight. And then they'll say, but I diet, I work out, I do all this. Hello, believe it and be positive. Get rid of the negativity, be positive, and it will happen. So as you enter into 2023, if you're a goal setter, write down your goals. Write them down as if they've happened. Visualize it in your mind that you're there, you've got it. Visualize, and I visualize pretty often. So visualize that you have it. Don't visualize any obstacles. Visualize that you have it. If you're starting out a business in 2023, let me know and I'll help you with visualization. If you're, a woman over 50 and you're trying to figure out what's next in your life, why you can't quite get to what you want, think back to who you were, who you wanted to be as a child. Think back to who you were in your dreams as a girl. When I look back to who I was going to be when I got older, when I was 50 or 60, I was going to be a CEO of a company. That had always been my vision. Can't tell you why. just had always been my vision. I was going to own my own company. My dad worked at a steel mill. He was happy, loved it. But when he retired, he owned his own company, and he was telling me, my God, it's amazing. Figure out what you want to do next. And if you want, I do coaching. Check out my website, KarenBarno.com. I have a great 4-hour shadow intensive where we try to figure out what got in the way of the woman you wanted to be as a child to the woman you are today. And let me give you a hint for a lot of the women over 55, and I'm one of them. We didn't have choice. We just didn't have choice. We took the jobs we could get. We had childcare. We had, husband, all the other stuff. Back then, it was the woman. And back then, women couldn't get a lot of the jobs the guys got. And if we did, we were paid woefully less. Times obviously have changed, not as dramatically as I would, and don't get me going on, Roe v. Wade and some of the other stuff. But now you're 50, 60 years old, and you're like, I don't know what I want, because you never were able to pick. You're never able to decide what you wanted, and it's scary. And so I help you figure out what's in your way, what holds you back from what you want, because there's a lot of old programming sitting in there. Remember the Virginia Slims commercial? What was it? I can get a job. I can't think of it. I can get a job, come home and cook dinner and let you know. I can bring home the paycheck, cook dinner and let you know you're a man. So back then, for us women, it was told that we need to get jobs, we need to cook, and we need to make sure our husband knows he's the man, if you know what I mean. You get what I get there. So that's what was inbred in our heads back in the 60s with Virginia Slim commercials. So now you're old enough that we're all old enough, but you're looking and think, man, for the first time I get to pick what I want to do. What do I want to do? And what happens? All the old programming pops in. So if you need help, check out my website. I have a great 4-hour shadow intensive. I have a coach, and my coach tells me, Karen, you're like an ER doc. She's like an OBGYN doctor. She wants to stay with the person for 9 months and guide them through. I want to get in there, see what it is. Let's get it healed and send you on your way. And if you need to come back, come on back, and we'll go through the process again. Check it out. You guys, here's to you finding your blue rose. Everybody has a calling. Each one of you has a purpose to be here. And you may not be 100% in your purpose, again, because of your age, but we'll get you into your purpose. Set your goals, manifest them into 2023, and let's make 2023 our best year ever. And hopefully I look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks or 4 weeks when my 100th video, my 100th podcast, number 100 comes up. And tell me some good ideas for what that podcast should be. Have a great day, a great week. Happy New Year's, you guys. And here's to you finding your blue rose.